Rockers. This week we're talking about the one, the only, Rolling Stones.
That's right. We're going to talk about Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, talk about I Can't Get No Satisfaction, and the cover by Otis Redding. I do have to say, though, I didn't like the Stones originally when I first got into rock and roll. Sorry, Uncle Mike. Sorry, Linda. I was totally devoted to the Beatles, but now I've seen the error of my ways.
Yeah, but to be fair, like, the first time I saw the Rolling Stones, or, like, really started taking interest in them, it was only because Harry Styles wore their band t-shirt, and I saw it on Instagram, and I loved him so much that I became obsessed. So I didn't grow up listening to them like our father and our uncle did, but I've always been obsessed with their iconic logo.
Yeah, she has been. Can confirm, it's all she used to talk about. Now all we talk about is which British band is best. Fun fact, in 1964, the Beatles sparked the British invasion and brought the Beatles, obviously, the Stones, the Who, the Kinks, just a big fan, and the Animals to the United States. There's so many of them.
That's true, but I think that the Rolling Stones are arguably like one of the best, or if not the best, like British band ever. They started in 1962, and they started as a blues band,
That's right.
but then they quickly moved to be a mainstream because the Beatles in 1963 took off, and because of their success, they decided to become mainstream rather than blues. Fun fact, George Harrison from the Beatles got Decca to sign the Rolling Stones, so.
Yeah, George Harrison, we are indebted to you. We're eternally grateful.
Yeah. But the Rolling Stones, of course, literally couldn't be more different from the Beatles. Like,
right?
The Rolling Stones literally created, like, the rock and roll bad boy, and they definitely, like, embodied and illustrated this, like, image, like, through their song, like, I Can't Get No
Satisfaction illustrates an approach that's often used by Jagger and Richards in their songwriting. You see the strong riff and the improv at the end. They're just clearly a blues influence, but the song's complex form is definitely more non-polar blues, or non-blues.
Like, the style is different.
Yeah, and they preferred that verse-chorus contrasting style, which you can find in Chuck Berry and Buddy Holly's music. And in fact, it's got the same form as That'll Be the Day by the Crickets.
Yeah, I think you can hear definitely, like, the blue undertone of it, like, at the end. But other than that, like, to me, it sounds more of, like, That'll Be the Day. But in the Otis Redding cover of Satisfaction, you can definitely hear more of the blues influence in the instrumental. I never really heard it, but definitely, to me, like, I definitely heard it. Even though it's definitely a Motown song.
You can't argue that Otis Redding's cover is not a Motown song, but you could argue that this song is an example of just how far the Rolling Stones' influence reaches. And according to WhoSample.com, there are over 1,000 covers of Rolling Stones songs, which includes remixes, and the band itself has had extreme success.
That's true. They sold over 200 million albums and have had over 2,000 concert stops. In fact, our Uncle Mike and Linda just saw their recent show.
Yeah, that's right. And Linda has one of the coolest first concert stories I've ever heard. Her and her friends drove all night to Boulder, Colorado in 1981 to see the Rolling Stones play. They slept in her car that night and got up super early, were the first people in line, and ran all the way to the 5-yard line just to hear the Rolling Stones play that night.
Oh, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, 50 plus years later, they're still playing together. I think it's funny how Jagger literally said that he would rather be dead than sing Satisfaction at 45, but you're 76 now and you're still singing it.
Yeah, you might have called that one a little too early.
Oh well. Anyway, that's all the time we have, so like, comment, and subscribe
Down below.